Hello everybody, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sunil from SDM Institute for Management Development. I am working as a librarian and I am offering this unit, Social Media in a Knowledge Society, co-authored along with my guide Dr. N.S. Harinarayana, who is working as Associate Professor at University of Mysore. Friends, we are all aware social media has made a dramatical and drastic change in the way we offer service to our user community. Keeping this in mind, this unit is offered to you as a part of EPG Pathshala with the following objectives. At the end of this unit, we could able to answer what is social media, what are the social media tools available for information exchange, and finally, how can I use social media tools for providing effective library services. Before getting into the service aspect, let us understand the basic definition which we have adopted for this unit. We have borrowed the definition from Kaplan and Henlon, the work about defining the social media. Kaplan and Henlon defines it as social media is a group of internet based applications that build on the ideological and technological foundation of Web 2.0, which allow the creation and exchange of user generated content. Friends, before getting into the aspects of social media itself, we have to understand the technological backbone which makes social media, which is nothing but Web 2.0. So, let us understand what is Web 2.0. Web 2.0 is the second stage of development of the internet, characterized especially by the change from static web pages to the dynamic or user generated content and the growth of social media. It is meant we have moved from the monolithic nature of a website to a dynamic and interactive web pages. Tim Berners-Lee has defined in more complex manner and it has been shared in this slide. Now, let us move on to the clear differentiation about what is the difference between Web 1.0 or Web and Web 2.0. In this slide, which is published in O'Reilly's 2005 work, What is Web 2.0? Let us take an example of Britannica Online. Britannica Online is a static web page which used to provide the Encyclopedia Britannica 32 volumes on an online edition, which is static, and it used to provide the information to a reader. It is read only. Now, in the Web 2.0 environment, we have Wikipedia. Wikipedia is more interactive. Every user can add a content, upgrade the content, he can share the content, and also he publishes the content. Now, the user will become a publisher, author, and content provider and reuser. So, this makes the Web 2.0 technology. Here, user is the boss. It is all social media tools are developed keeping user in mind. We have shared several other Web 1.1 and Web 2.0 technologies for your kind information. Now, let us move on to the next slide where we can understand the differences between Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 in different criteria. First and foremost, friends, I want to make it clear in this slide, everywhere we see that Web 2.0 has been coined by Tim Berners-Lee. I am extremely sorry, it has been coined by Drazen Unique in 1999 in her article Fragmented Future, and she coined the future of web technology as Web 2.0. However, it has been effectively popularized by Tim O'Reilly. So, as we all know, Sir Tim Berners-Lee has coined the term Web 1.0. 1.0 introduced in between 1995 to 1996, whereas Web 2.0 brought into the limelight in 2005. And if we go to the user participation, where we deal with the users and the user based services, Web 1.0 is the read only platform, whereas in Web 2.0 it is read, write and share. And the type of information we share with Web 2.0 is only text and graphic, whereas with Web 2.0 we share text, video, graphic, photographs, instant messengers, wikis, blogs, everywhere, everything, and including our selfies. Target group. Web 1.0 was targeted to reach millions of users, whereas Web 2.0 is targeted for billions of users. And linking of e-resources, which we usually opt for this particular component in whatever the software we adopt, because we want to share information what we have in our library. Here, the linking of resources or sharing of resources with the Web 1.0 environment was very complex, whereas with the Web 2.0 environment, the sharing of information resources is as simple and advanced. It has the metadata which is entangled, or it is built in with the information resources also been transformed to by sharing. And use of technology. Creation of website, email and personal pages were the tools which we used to have in Web 1.0, whereas in Web 2.0 the websites are more interactive. We have brought in social media tools, e-learning systems and content management system. Now, let us in the next issue or the next section, what we will do is let us understand the growth of the web technology in our information age. Friends, we have reached the PC1 era and Web 1.0 era, and we have in the pace of Web 2.0. Friends, when the developing world is speaking about Web 3.0, we are speaking about Web 2.0. We have to speed up our implementation phase in all the libraries and bring the social media tools into a mainstream. So, if you see this line growth of web technologies, it will give you an idea about how the technology has been developed from a user centric or a monolithic environment to a dynamic environment. Now, to make it more clear, let us look into the conversation prism, which is framed by Doyle in 2013. Doyle releases this conversation prism every year, grouping the social media tools into different aspects based on the applicability and the service and implicability for providing services. Next, with this we have understood what makes Web 2.0 technology, which is the technological backbone of social media. Now, let us understand what are the tools which falls in the group of social media can be brought in to the library services. Friends, let us start with the age-old social media tool, blog. Blog, usually referred as a online open diary or a online open page. A blog is a type of content management system that makes it easy for anyone to publish short articles, which is called as posts. A blogger is one who blogs or writes the content for a blog, and blogging is the act of writing a post to a blogger. Blogger is a much adopted, much used content management system or a blogging tool across the globe. Blog software provides a variety of social features like including comments, blog roles, trackbacks and subscriptions. Blog makes great hub for social media services as they can be easily integrated with nearly every other tool or a platform. It is a basic tool which can be integrated in every aspect. So, friends, let us understand how we can bring in this blog into our library services, or to put it in a simpler manner, let us look what is the use of blogs in libraries. We can use blog to update on the upcoming releases in publishing and entertainment industry, to post the selected book reviews and encourage the user community for discussion and share of thoughts, to introduce the user about the subject specific information available on collaborative web blogs, to announce about the news, events, activities, etc., which is related to our library as well as the institution, to answer the user queries and to share the available information resources to the user, to link the online resources and make it as an information gateway, to get the feedback, suggestion on a specific service or the acquisition of a title, to make library staff members to interact and collaborate with the user community, to provide online references by identifying the online resources freely available on an open access platform available on off campus, and to post the information and to market the library services and to provide the necessary guidelines, tutorials and other things for our user community. Friends, we have understood from the user studies and the many user surveys which we have conducted, the reading habit of a user has drastically decreased. Now, users do not want to read a huge text which has been written or web or blogged. They want a simpler messaging system. The message which we want to convey within 140 characters is the most informative for them. So, keeping this in mind, we have the social media tool called microblogging. The best microblogging tool which is used in India widely is Twitter. Many surveys found that online users do not spend reading along text, long emails and lengthy advertisements or product presentations. So, Twitter is a best solution. The microblogging, which limits its size to the post of 140 characters, demands the user to convey the message as short as possible. Now, let us understand what are the service aspects, or the user aspects, or the library alert service aspects which we can bring using Twitter in our library. To reach the large community who are in social media for prompt or to promote the activities, events happening of the institution in general and library in particular, to send library alerts regarding new arrivals, book talks, change in library working schedules, anything else, to know about what our user community speak about service, activities and collection by analyzing the reviews, to inform the community about the trends in topics covered in daily newspapers, social media platform and other discussions. And finally, the activity which we perform with the Twitter is integrating the Twitter module in any content management system in a library website. It makes your library website more dynamic and more interactive, because Twitter is the most effective and most popular microblogging site in India, where we can find our user community in a larger group. Friends, let us move on to the next aspect of our media sharing. The availability of camera, both video and still, with an affordable price to the netizens, where the current digital citizens are called, and embedded as an essential feature in all our mobile phones. Users have an opportunity to capture the world and share the same with the world. Many of us would love to share the presentations which we capture our ideas with the in short bulleted points in slides instead of lengthy text and articles. So, friends, this user generated content is largely shared on a media sharing social media tools. So, what media sharing tools can offer for library? Let us look into the detailed list in the next slide. To provide information literacy or instructions, library tutorials, to share library news and events, to share interviews conducted at campus, speeches, guest lectures, student activities, institute events, to share information about audio video collections available in our library, to share book reviews, presentations, photographs, etc. Students, regarding this media, we have detailed in our earlier unit having YouTube as an example, and we have detailed about how to bring YouTube in developing our own institutional media library. So, I will not spend much of our time, I will pass on to the next one, use of social bookmarking in libraries. Friends, social bookmarking play a very important role to recall or represent the information which we want to share. So, what are the social bookmarking benefits for our libraries? To inform users about library news and development in a way that resembles new services, to share items published in a library blog, to inform about updates in the information literacy instructions, to provide information about new acquisitions or the new titles received by our library, to provide information about database e-journals or the table of contents which are regularly added to our library collections, and finally, and the bookmarking sites will help us in research and publication activities too. Now, we will move on to the forums which is generally called. Libraries can extend the support to forums managed by students or research community. Forums are the extensively used social media tool to exchange the information in any research based organization or an academic arena. Here the forums are meant for a closed community where information exchange happens at every minute based on the area of research. Libraries can act as a facilitator in the forums. Libraries can share the information regarding the discussion topics, sell the service which is offered by the library, market the resource and get the valuable feedback which can enhance the value of library presence. So, friends, let us move on to the virtual world in library. With this regard to virtual world tools, we have detailed taking an example of Second Life in the earlier unit. Let us move on to the next slide. What is Library 2.0? Library 2.0 or Library 2.0, which is synonymously used across the globe, is nothing but making our library services on a Web 2.0 will be a Library 2.0. It means that we have to reach the user through their social media networks and different portals or information gateways and build awareness about the rich information content we have in our library. The definition of Library 2.0 is not clear, but the effort has made to define this term concentrated on user expectation, multimedia experience, interactiveness and technologically innovative service offered. So, let us adopt the Menace definition which he has pointed out in his work published in 2006. It states that, I quote, the application of interactive, collaborative and multimedia web-based technology to web-based library services and collections, unquote. So, friends, having understood the very definition of what makes Library 2.0, let us move on to understanding what makes Librarian 2.0. What are the qualities we have to possess to have our presence in this environment and be positive in our providing services. First and foremost is we should have an ability to understand and select the appropriate Web 2.0 technology for various Web 2.0 services. Secondly, we have to develop the successful implementation strategy of the Web 2.0, which is financially feasible, technologically robust and user friendly. Fair to understand user behavior in Web 2.0 environment and developing skills to meet the information needs of the user in the same environment. And greatly, we should possess the skills to market the library services offered by using Web 2.0 technology and use of technology to market the same. Further, add on to this is the talent to enhance the quality of administration, management and service delivery with Web 2.0 application. we should able to measure the library services provided or offered through Web 2.4 technology and strategize the implementation or the phase in which it has to be improved upon. We should be aware about the legalities and etiquities of Web 2.4 technology, which is very important in present day intellectual property world. Team membership and leadership qualities in offering collaborative web-based services, communication, confidence and competitiveness. 3 C's are the core motivational component need to bring Web 2.0 technologies in our library. Friends, I repeat that 3 C's. It is communication, confidence and competitiveness, which you have to possess to bring the Web 2.0 technology for in the service delivery aspects of the library. So, I have shared a screenshot in this next slide by Khalid Mohammed about what are the use of Web 2.4 technologies in library services. So, friends, till now we have discussed about what makes social media, what is the technological backbone of social media, what is difference between Web 1.0 and Web 2.0, and finally, with the application part, we discussed about what makes library 2.0 and what qualities are the competitiveness which makes librarian 2.0. Now, coming to the implementation part, let us move on to the library website, which is the web presence of our entire library. What is library website 2.0, or what makes our library website a 2.0 compliance for the current generation? Let us have a list of criteria which are qualities or features which we expect in a library 2.0 website. Integration of Google Map to provide the location of the library, embedding the search interface of WordCat, providing search interface of Google Scholar, creating knowledge portal to provide access to subscribed and open content with suitable categorization. Further, it can provide information about the access and searching techniques of the indicated resources, providing search interface of Google Books, availability of Google Calendar, which can provide information about the upcoming activities, events from the institute and the library. With the suitable login privileges, we can set the privileges based on the necessities and the privileges matrix, and user should be able to resources restricted on the campus. We can have a easy proxy access and or a free login ID access or IP-based access in this aspect, providing access to instructor resources, subject guidelines, academic materials, institute company rules and regulations, etc. Structured, frequently asked questions, providing instant messaging features for users for each library staff, training materials for students, staff, academic community and general public can be made available. Friends, library website 2.0 is not a definable object. There are different components which make library website or a website itself more interactive. It should be dynamic, easily navigatable and technologically interoperable website. So, to understand more, I request you to visit these three examples which I have shared as a case study in this unit. The first one is University of Cambridge library website, second one is Yale University, and the third one is Imperial College London University library website. Friends, to the best of my knowledge and my personal experience, I feel Yale University website has brought in so many rich features which can be adaptable in our libraries too. So, you can have this website as a prototype to develop your own library website. Now, let us move on to the implementation part. How we can bring in Web 2.0 in our libraries. So, before jumping on to the implementation part, there are 5 questions which we have to ask ourselves. The first one is, why should we consider social media for our library? Do our library users are ready to accept library 2.0? Is my library ready to provide library service 2.0? Am I capable and possess skill to offer service in this Web 2.0 world? Finally, ask yourself, what do you want to achieve? Who would you like to target? Which user group will be most interested in information you are sharing? Friends, unless until whatever the service you offer to the user, if the takers are not ready to accept the service, it is waste of time. So, I request you to question yourself all the above 5 questions before jumping into the implementation of Web 2.0 technology. So, in this process of implementation, let us understand the strategic plans step by step. The first strategic plan I want to introduce and share it with you is understanding social media and the tool for implementation. Friends, in the introductory part, while presenting the Prism, Doyle Prism, Conversation Prism, I have shared with you so many tools, social media tools available on a open access platform. As a librarian, we should have a sufficient understanding which tool we have to introduce in our library and for what purpose. This is the strategic plan 1. Strategic plan 2. Defining our goal and the audience for the service planned. I re-stress on this, defining our goal and the audience for the service planned. As I in the beginning of this section, while sharing the implementation, I said our user, our community, our library and our information types should be ready to provide the social media tool or Web 2.0 to based services in our library. If I say go to any rural college, degree college and say where the internet is a dream for them to provide the social media services, it is a joke for them. So, friends, first understand your situation where you are working and then plan it accordingly and then fix up a goal. Next, the third plan is evaluating the identified tool technology with other parallel products and identification of proper tool. So, in the unit in this unit I have shared the Conversation Prism as figure 2.0, where I have given ample examples of different social media tools available for different service options. So, what we have to do is, we have to place these tools with a common list of criteria of evaluation which can suit our requirements and bring in the best tool for our library. This is what the strategic plan 3. Then strategic plan 4, defining the process of implementation covering. Friends, I usually say that there is a method in madness too. So, having that quote in this strategic plan 4, we should have a defined process plan for implementation. What are the phases we have to implement the Web 2.0 technology or the social media platform in our library services? What are the technological adoptions? What are the value based services we want to bring in? All these things has to be phased out under this plan. Then finally, the more important aspect is the check on return on investment. Friends, the return of investment is not only with terms of financial aspects. It is in terms of the manpower, it is in terms of the time invested, it is in terms of the space invested, it is in terms of the research we add on to it, the learning curve, everything add-ons to the return of investment. Ultimately, a check on effectiveness of our effort made is very important. The effort may be on the hours we spent, money invested, information shared, number of satisfied information users, mileage to the library, etc. A proper periodic measurable system should be in place to evaluate the library services 2.0. This check has to be there. Finally, friends, to conclude, I want to share it with you. The expectations of library users has changed. Today, library users have learned the technology beyond our understanding. We have to learn from them how to use a Facebook, how to use a Twitter and how to use a YouTube. So, It is up to us now to offer these solutions through these social media tools to reach out our customers and meet the expectations of the library users. Librarians should remember we are the custodians of facts. Our aim is to reach the users. Web 2.0 or 3.0 will make our presence more stronger and valuable. Remember friends, Web 2.0 and 3.0 are not the competitors for us, they are the supporters for us. They support us to reach out to the users who are already in this platform. If you take 1000 students today, around 800 students are already on the Facebook. Now, it is very easy to reach out to these 800 students in a fraction of a second or a single post. So, it is up to us in what way we can use these social media tools in reach outing to the users. Our service should change from one to one to one to many, further from many to many. With this quote, I conclude this unit. All the best.